Sagittarius, welcome to your 5-card movie star spread. As I mentioned a week or two ago, I'm in the process of relocating from Illinois to Texas, and it's a long process. With that being said, my posting schedule has been a little wonky, and I apologize for that. I will continue to post during the move, and once I get settled, I may have a new posting schedule, but I will keep you guys informed of such matters, and in the process, I'll still continue to do readings, even though my life is super crazy. Because y'all are worth it. Resources. You are holding back your resources. Perhaps you were drained of resources very recently, so now it's time for you to hold on to what you have and pull back from others. Now, when I talk about resources, that resources can be health, it can be wealth, it can be time management, it can be how you leverage your network, how you relate to your friends, family, and coworkers. This could be all of those things right now. You could be feeling drained and depleted of all of those things, which is why it's time to hold back and make sure there's enough for yourself. Okay? And by doing that, you will then have enough to create something better than the sum of its parts. So you have been drained of resources recently, but now you're saying enough is enough. I'm only going to let go of what's necessary, and I'm going to make sure I have enough to create for me. Because this is the alchemist of the deck. A lot of people refer to this as balance, but more than anything, it's not about balance, it's about chemistry. It's about having all of the right pieces and putting it through the right process. I often refer to her as the baker of the deck. You know, she takes eggs, flour, milk, and sugar, and she knows how much to mix it in what proportion, exactly what heat to bake it, and when to take it out of the oven without a timer. You create something better than the sum of its parts. You take flour, you make cake. And I love cake. So that's probably why that's my favorite analogy for this card. So yeah, you are holding back your resources because you're trying to create something better than what it was when you lost those resources to begin with. Ultimately, there are some decisions that need to be made, some life-changing events in this overall. And it seems like some of those choices have been made, but there's a few things that you are reserving and holding back from. Again, I want to say you're holding back resources from some particular things that you need to do in order to move forward. Why? Because there's inner conflict in regards to the little amount of resources you have left and what exactly you're going to do with it. Because you recognize that this is a step-by-step process in order to renew those resources. And this is about the hope, the information, and the basic understanding of what to do with those resources. The pages are the apprentices of the deck. Okay? They have the knowledge, but they still have to put that into action. So you're in a planning stage of how to take what's left and make something better of it. And you can't make decisions until you take stock of what you have and drop some of this inner conflict. This has been very emotional for you. This has been, and everybody knows it and everybody sees it. This has been an emotional roller coaster for you. And there have been times when you just feel like you can't make it through, or you did everything wrong, or the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. There's a lot of struggle and strife and stress that came along with this. But ultimately, as each piece came by, you still put it together in a way that made sense. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't good, it wasn't great. You may have bit the bullet once or twice, but you still got shit done. Despite being emotionally drained, despite being physically drained, you still put pieces where they need to be. As they came at you, you worked with them. I'm surprised the Two of Pentacles didn't show up. This was a lesson to be learned. And here's the truth of the matter. This was a lesson to be learned in going in a particular direction, but not expecting a specific outcome. This wasn't the lessons that have been learned right here, and what you're just finishing up and wrapping up is that you can't plan everything down to the littlest minute detail. You just can't, because life happens. And that is the truth of the matter. I feel like, Sagittarius, the universe taught you that if you're going to make a big change in your life, there's so much that you can do to make that change. But there's other things that are just going to happen. This lesson that you're wrapping up and you're learning, once you go through all this and you actually make it through this big change right here, you're going to say, wow, I tried to control every little thing and I drained my emotions and I drained my resources when I could have just let go a little bit and trust the universe. This lesson is about you developing a relationship with the universe enough to let go of the steering wheel sometimes and see where things fall before making the next step. And it was hard for you because you're used to controlling every little step along the way. But that's exactly what happened here. Things fell apart and then you put them together. Things fell apart and then you put them together. This was the universe's way of teaching you that it's okay for things to fall apart, because sometimes they need to fall completely apart for you to take it in a different direction. Whew, Sagittarius, this was deep. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I hope that this is wrapping up for you. I'll see you guys next week.